Greetings, Cyclone fans. This is Jamie Pollard, your Director of Athletics. I hope your 2021 has gotten off to the same exciting start as our Cyclone football team. The exciting win down at the Fiesta Bowl in Phoenix was a wonderful way to put a bow on last fall's football season and kick off 2021 with a lot of excitement and energy. I appreciate you taking the next 10 minutes to view this video. The purpose of our presentation today is to continue being very transparent and being very deliberate and straightforward with messages about our department. Today, we'll talk about our finances, what you can expect in the way of initiatives in 2021, and most importantly, answer a question that so many of you have asked over the last several months. What can you do to help our athletics department move forward? So let's begin by looking at our finances. As we begin to look at the finances of our athletics department, it's important to begin with where were we pre-COVID? Our athletics department is roughly a $90 million operation, which consists of $75 million of operating expenses, $10 million of debt service, and $5 million of facilities and maintenance. As we had previously shared with you, we anticipated that as a result of COVID, our athletics department would run about $35 million in deficit this year, and largely in part because of a significant decline in revenues from $90 million to roughly $43 million, and expenses from $75 million to $65 million. The good news today is I'm excited to share with you that we anticipate that we've cut into that and we'll roughly have about a $25 million deficit for the year. The difference between what we originally thought and where we think we're going to end the year is in large part because of all of you. We generated an additional $8 million during this past fall by hosting football games. That's why we fought so hard to find a way to safely have fans at football games this year. We also found an additional $2 million in savings throughout the fall, just with extra help from our staff finding ways to do things with less resources. As a result, we feel we're in a really good position going forward. What we have to think about, though, is how do we finance that $25 million on a go-forward basis? My message to you today is it isn't a $25 million shortfall. It's really a $2 million shortfall for the next 20 years because we need to finance that deficit. So there'll be decisions we're going to need to make in the near future to help us navigate that shortfall over the next 20 years. So because we've found a way to make the deficit be less than what we originally thought, it's timely that we start to talk about what are the strategic initiatives that you can expect from us in the near future. Number one, it's really important that we reward our employees by being able to get them back to where they were pre-COVID. And so one of our initiatives for our department is to end the 10% salary reduction that everybody in this department generously gave of them back last June. Secondly, we are very excited that Coach Campbell has decided to stay a Cyclone. Now we need to turn our attention to renegotiating his contract, as well as finding strategic ways to help keep his staff intact in Ames, Iowa. Thirdly, we need to continue to invest in our football program through our Sports Performance Center and also restart several strategic revenue projects that are critical to the future of our athletics program. One of the reasons Coach Campbell has chosen to stay at Iowa State is our investment of $90 million in the Sports Performance Center. Although COVID has slowed down a lot of things in our world, the one thing that didn't slow down is the construction on the Sports Performance Center. And we are so looking forward to opening this wonderful new project this spring, and it will be fully complete by this fall. The project will create a grand plaza and wonderful visual entrance into not only the football complex, but a brand new locker room for the football team with a great meeting area in the middle that will be very iconic and symbolic of what Iowa State football stands for. It'll include a new academic center and, most importantly, a significant investment in the nutrition of our student athletes with a brand new dining facility dedicated to all 450 student athletes. It's critically important that we restart several important revenue-generating projects in order to move our athletics department forward. I'm excited to share with you today that we will be going to the Board of Regents in February to move forward with the Gateway Pedestrian Bridge project. This is a critical project to the future development of the area between Jack Trice Stadium and Hilton Coliseum. It's a gateway to Iowa State University. It's a gateway to the new RV parking that will begin to be ready in the fall of '22. But it will also show a tangible sign that our athletics department is moving forward. Moving forward to not only work on the Gateway project, but also to begin thinking about how we're going to renovate Hilton, Sheeman, C.Y. Stevens, and ultimately build the Entertainment and Arts District. A key component of the Gateway Pedestrian Bridge is where is the bridge going to? And what the bridge will go to is a new RV parking lot with 300 dedicated RV stalls, each with electrical hookup for all our donors that love to have RVs at Cyclone games. It'll also provide improved pedestrian access from South 4th and South 16th to go over the road and directly into the stadium. And lastly, it'll create an iconic gateway to Iowa State University. This project, which is a $10 million project, is completely funded through the generous donation of 2 donors who stepped up last fall and donated each $5 million to Iowa State University to see this project completed. Secondly, we'll need to move forward later in the spring with the Regents for the RV parking lots and the parking lots to the north and west of Sheeman and C.Y. Stevens. Both those projects will be $5 million each and will be funded also by private gifts. It's really important for all our donors and all our Cyclone fans to understand these projects are the critical beginning of future development and are completely funded from private gifts to the athletics department. Many of you are probably wondering, well, when will we do the Hilton renovation and the Sheeman renovations? Those projects are yet to be determined exactly when we can begin them. We will most likely need to be a little more certainty to what happens this fall with access from fans and how COVID is played out with vaccines. But we're very optimistic that we'll be able to move forward in the very near future with our Hilton and Sheeman projects and ultimately address the many issues at C.Y. Stevens and also restart the great grand idea of the Arts and Entertainment District. This district will help connect Jack Trice Stadium and Hilton Coliseum to the Iowa State Center and to the rest of campus. We look forward to tying all these projects together and moving forward, beginning with the pedestrian Gateway Bridge this February. The Gateway Bridge and the new parking lots will be scheduled to open in the fall of '22. For the past several months, so many of you have reached out to us and said, what can we do to help our athletics department? And today I want to reinforce 2 important initiatives that you can do to help our athletics department. Number 1, in March, you'll have your opportunity to renew your season football tickets. There's never been a better time to be part of the Cyclone football fan base, and we need all of you to renew your season tickets. Yes, there will be price increases. We need to do that in order to retain Coach Campbell and his staff and continue to invest in our football program. Secondly, we need you to renew your Cyclone Club membership when all the renewals go out in February. During the last 10 years, the Cyclone Club has been our lifeline. We have raised significant dollars on an annualized basis that have helped support our student athletes. Historically, we've raised roughly $11 to $12 million a year. As we move into 2021 and begin this drive year, we are currently sitting at $2.5 million. It is very important that all of our Cyclone fans renew their Cyclone Club membership in February, March, and April. I recognize many of you who have made that donation in the past and made it last year didn't have the opportunity to receive all the benefits you normally receive because we didn't have full attendance in football and basketball. And I understand why the rational idea may be, why do I have to renew? I didn't get all the benefits last year. But what we're asking you is to look to the future and understand that we still had all our student athletes here this past year. We still had to educate them, we still had to feed them, we still had to protect them, and they still competed. And we need your support in order for those student athletes and our coaches to continue to be successful. So please renew your Cyclone Club membership. In closing, I'm reminded of what Coach Campbell shared following the victory in the Fiesta Bowl in Phoenix. Greatness is not for the chosen few, but rather greatness is for those who choose to do what it takes to be great. There's never been a better time to be part of the Cyclone Nation. And what I ask and I challenge all of you to do is to choose to do what will make us great. Renew your tickets, renew your Cyclone Club, and help us continue to build this athletics program the right way. I've never been more excited to be your Director of Athletics, and I can't wait to begin the next journey. Go Cyclones!